Hey, what's up everyone? Game Dad here, and I am super excited because I have not done a game ranking video in a while. So I figured, why not rank a pretty cool series, and that is the Metroid franchise. So today we are going to go through and rank every single Metroid game that there is. Not really like remakes or compilations or anything, but just each individual game, and let's see where they stack up. Now the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to start at F, and then we're going to work our way all the way up to the S tier and see what the Metroid franchise has to offer. Now up first we have Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo, and this was released in 1994. And honestly, I mean, the game is just not good. It's derivative trash, in my opinion. And I mean, I don't see how they ever could have thought that a game like this could even remotely make a lasting impact on the video game industry. I mean, the game is just not good and definitely gets an F from me. Now up next we have Metroid Fusion, released in 2002 for the Game Boy Advance. And all I gotta say is, what were they fusing? Like crappy controls and a very overdone color palette? I mean, the game is, again, it's not good. Like, I don't see what people see in this game. It's not fun. Now, next up, we have Metroid Zero Mission, released for the Game Boy Advance in 2004. And honestly, this game was actually a pretty solid effort. I mean, no, who am I kidding? The story left everything to be desired, and it was not an engaging game in any way, shape, or form. It was just more regurgitated garbage from the Metroid franchise. And next up we have Metroid Prime, released for the GameCube in 2002, and I don't know why people seem to like this game, because it's like, okay, let's hop onto the everything is 3D bandwagon and see if we can make a game with Metroid. I mean, seriously, what the hell was Nintendo thinking? I mean, they are bad enough with a lot of their platformers. Some are good, but most, I mean, let's be honest, they're not great. So, I mean, why not make it 3D instead? I mean, it's not a good design, and they definitely could have done better. I mean, maybe, I don't know. And then that leads us right into Metroid Prime 2 Echoes on the GameCube, and it was released in 2004. And this one was a bit better than Prime, but I mean, seriously, not by much. It's just more of the same crap, and it barely progressed the story at all. I mean, if you can even call it a story to begin with. And those four games make up the D tier, so at least hopefully we'll start getting a little bit better from here. So the next game up on the list is Metroid Samus Returns, and this came out in 2017 on the 3DS. Now finally, we were back to some 2D action, albeit with like some weird like 3D crap going on, but why take something that had such a simple palette and design and ruin it with these new controls and fancy, like, newfangled colors and stuff? I don't get it. And next up is the latest entry in the Metroid franchise, and that is Metroid Dread for the Switch, released in 2021. And I mean, Nintendo basically had to make a, like, Metroid Switch game. I mean, right? I'm just surprised it wasn't a port. Oh, wait, that was for those god-awful Prime games. But honestly, I mean, the game was okay. They just made it way too easy. And I mean, seriously, has Nintendo ever heard of just adding a little bit of difficulty to a game? I mean, geez. And last up for the C tier, we have Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, which came out in 2007 on the Wii. And while they are finally starting to get it right with this one, it's still just more of this, like, non-story driven trash to add to the pantheon of garbage that is just spewing from the Metroid Prime universe. I mean, seriously, the DCEU at least had some solid storytelling and character arcs. Nintendo could at least take a page from their book on it. And next up, we only have one game in the B tier, and that is Metroid 2 Return of Samus, released on the Game Boy in 1992. And this one is great. It's got a black and white palette, it's nice, simple controls, and it's got a fun story to it. And I mean, the game is actually legit pretty fun. I mean, seriously, go play it. And now we are officially in the A tier of the Metroid franchise. Now, first up we got Metroid Prime Pinball, released on the DS in 2005. Now, this is where they should have taken this franchise to begin with. I mean, drop the Prime crap off the title so it's not stained by that garbage, and this game is just flat out amazing. Who doesn't love an awesome pinball game? And last up for the A tier is Metroid Prime Hunters on the DS, released in 2006. And finally, a good Metroid Prime game. I mean, Hunters has the story, it has the gameplay, it has the draw. It's excellent in every way, and you'd be a fool not to love everything that this game has to offer. The only issue is that people constantly undervalue this game. I mean, this game is easily worth $100 in the secondhand market. I mean, the game is amazing. And now we are finally at the S tier. This is the upper echelon. This is the best of the best when it comes to the Metroid franchise. And first up for the S tier, we have Metroid Prime Federation Force on the 3DS, released in 2016. I mean, Samus Returns wishes it could have been the absolute gold that is Federation Force. This game has it all. You name it, it definitely has it. Seriously, don't take my word for it, and not only because I've never played it. And now for Metroid, that was released on the NES in 1986. And this is the original Metroid game. And it's where the series should have just died, since so much that followed was just bland. I mean, this game has a mind-blowing soundtrack, but I mean, it also at least had really solid controls and a large inventory of, things. But I suppose if it had to die there, then they probably couldn't have made all of the mistakes that led to the #1 Metroid game of all time. And this is not opinion, it is just undeniable fact. The top of the S tier for the Metroid franchise in the greatest Metroid game that was ever created, Metroid Other M, released on the Wii in 2010. And Metroid Other M is a masterclass in what a game should be. The Prime games wish they could be Other M. I mean, that's what the M stands for, is masterpiece. Okay, there's no bugs of any kind. The gameplay is solid. The music is just perfection. The story is the best of any game ever released in this franchise, or maybe any other franchise. And just Nintendo, man, they did us a solid with Metroid Other M. Now, if you want to check out another recent video that I did that wasn't actually complete satire like this one was, then go ahead and check out this video right here. And thank you all for watching. I'm Game Dad. Happy April Fool's Day, everyone.